All right. This is the What He Said show. And y'all, in hip hop news, Bobby Shmurda is having a hard time.
Getting out of jail.
He's having a hard time getting out of jail, y'all. I think his bail is like super duper high. And, let's see, he won't be back up for it until what, December?
Because it's the fourth time they denied
It's the
him.
fourth time they denied him. He's being charged with all type of stuff.
They stacking them bad boys up.
Like, I don't even know how he had time to do all the stuff he's being charged with and rap. But yeah, he's having a hard time. So, shout out to Bobby Shmurda. Prayers to Bobby Shmurda. Hopefully, about a week ago, turning about 4 months ago.
Okay.
So yeah, Bobby Shmurda. They're saying he's like leading some type of drug trade up the entire Atlantic coast. Yeah, he ran a drug game that stretched the length of America's East Coast. If convicted, he could face a 25-year sentence. That's a very, very long time. So.
Yeah, because he actually he didn't take his plea deal of 8 years.
Right. I mean, maybe he
So
was.
now he could be.
Yeah, he was promoting prison contraband, perjury, and criminal possession of a weapon.
Yeah, his girlfriend, baby mama, brought the weapon to his prison. Now she's locked up too.
Come on, Trap Queen, get it together.
Okay.
Shoot. Hopefully Bobby Shmurda got a good lawyer and he does him some justice and he won't ruin his life. So, shout out to Bobby Shmurda, I'm just saying, people get off for worse things.
Right.
You get less time for worse things.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. He ain't killed nobody. Why not just do a year in some probation? Or whatever. That's not gonna happen, but whatever.
Like, right.
Yeah. That makes too much sense.
You forgot he was black.
Right, exactly. Also in hip hop news, there's a big hip hop weekend coming up in Atlanta. We got the A3C Festival, which is a hip hop festival here in Atlanta. They have a lot of rappers come down and do conferences all over downtown, do a lot of performances. A lot of indie rappers come in town and do a lot of stuff. So shout out to all the people who are coming in town for the A3C Festival. And shout out to any R&B singers coming to town for the A3C Festival. Last year I didn't see a lot of R&B or singers, period, but maybe that's something we should do. Maybe we should have some type of R&B festival here in Atlanta.
That would be nice.
I'm just saying, I think that'd be a good thing. Why not? But, it's a good thing to keep the culture of hip-hop alive. It's a really cool festival, too. Last year I went to Edgewood, and there was a lot of stuff going on. They had a little concert going on, and different vendors are out, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So if you have time to go out this weekend, make sure you go out and check that out. Also this weekend, Friday, is the BET Hip Hop Awards. It's going. All of hip hop royalty will be here in Atlanta to do their thing.
Who don't live here?
Right. Right.
Well, they don't live here.
Exactly. So yeah, that should be fun and exciting.
Where they having it at?
I went into the Civic Center.
Oh, they didn't have the Civic Center.
It might be the last year too, because I think the Civic Center got sold.
Last year it was the Civic Center.
It may be the last year that they're doing it at the Civic Center.
Oh.
Yeah. So. But yeah, shout out to that. There's gonna be a bunch of parties this weekend, of course.
Man.
With A3C and the Hip Hop Awards.
That's
so
where I'm gonna be at.
Where you gonna be? Yeah, the club is gonna be popping this weekend. Yeah. Me and Will gonna be there. Yeah, we're gonna be representing What He Said show.
We will.
Hashtag WHESS. West. Yeah, y'all West. That's our hashtag. Write it down.
Yeah, don't be mad.
Right, don't be mad.
It's copyright.
I'm just saying. Also, this weekend, it's a busy weekend in Black culture. The Million Man March is going to happen in D.C. So if you're not in Atlanta and you're Black, you're probably in D.C.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. I'm just saying. It's going to take place, I think, Saturday. It's the Million Man March. Shouts out to Farrakhan, everybody else who's going to be speaking, everyone who's involved, everyone who's sponsored and did all the things necessary to make that, a real life thing.
So awesome, though.
I'm sure that's going to be a great thing, a great moment to be a part of.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, and it's gonna be on TV. So.
Too bad we were not in attendance this year, but this time.
What you mean this year? They don't do it every year.
I said this. I had to rewind it this time.
Right.
I mean, but I'm definitely gonna watch that. I think it's gonna be very
Make sure
empowering.
y'all check it out. You never know. We might pop up there. We might do a DC
You never know.
live from DC on
You
location.
never know.
What he said show. So shout out to that too. And yeah, I think that's all the hip hop.
There's a lot going on in black culture.
There's a lot going on in hip
We're
hop
gonna
culture.
have a good weekend.
Yeah. Besides the Bobby Smurda thing.
I mean, but yeah.
But yeah, y'all. It's a
So hopefully nobody gets shot.
yeah. Besides that, hopefully y'all
nobody
behave.
gets shot. Everybody have a good time.
No fights.
No
Keep the
fights.
peace. You know what I'm saying? Besides that,
Right.
it's gonna be a very positive weekend.
You have the Million Man March on one hand, then you got the Hip Hop Award. Shout out to hip hop, something that we created,
Right.
and yet, we still have full control over. But, it's a good thing that's to be honored.
Right. I mean, but we created a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did.
That
we don't get credit.
Right. But yeah, shout out to hip hop though. It's something that was created recently.
Not Snoop Dogg, also Snoop. That's what we call him now. He's actually the host this year, so.
Yeah, I think he was the host last year, was he not? I don't know, but I love Snoop as a whole. I think Snoop is awesome. He has great personality. I think he's great. Yeah.
So we're gonna see how that goes.
How could you not like Snoop?
I know, right? Like honestly, don't you? Everybody feel like Snoop is that uncle.
For real.
Like he's like that cool, mellow.
He's a hip hop uncle.
Right. He's basically hip hop uncle. He's that cool, mellow, like that man you get advice from.
Right. Had a great career and is talented too. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't
How
like
is
he just
Snoop is still relevant.
because he played his cards right. That's how.
How is that Snoop is still relevant? And you think about things like, especially from people who just were quote unquote caught up in style.
But Snoop was really big musically at one time.
But again, that's when the whole West Coast thing had this big thing. Right. Some fads go away. It can be the West Coast, it can be the East Coast, it can be now South music. Then it's gonna be the Midwest. It might be European music, European hip hop, or Korean hip hop, or whatever. Next, it's like how do you still transcend? And Snoop is one of those people who still had relevance throughout the whole time.
Right. I mean,
Even
I think you have to evolve.
You do.
You have to evolve. You have to. I think Snoop had a very unique style. There's still no one who really sounds like Snoop.
There is.
As far as the artist part is concerned. And at one point he was with No Limit. He kind of jumped. He moved around.
He did.
He was. I don't think he was signed to Pharrell, but he did a lot of stuff with Pharrell. He worked with a lot of different producers.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't
stay
stay in one box.
Yeah, he wasn't definitely not boxed into just one particular.
And I think he really branded himself and really became.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Snoop became a brand.
He became an icon, really and truly. Snoop is really his own
He is.
thing.
He's an icon.
Shout out to Snoop.
Snoop is a legend now.
Snoop has become a legend.
He's on the hip hop legend album.
Yeah, yes,
He
yes.
is.
Yeah. Snoop definitely put in his work.
Snoop did.
Yeah.
Man.
And he used his personality to kind of host and do stuff and do fun stuff. And Snoop was always a cool guy. He never came off unapproachable in interviews and stuff like that.
He never came off like overly aggressive or anything.
Right, exactly. So, with the mainstream media, if you come off too aggressive and you look like how we look, they don't want to deal with you.
I guess that's what smoking weed does to you for years. They make you one mellow.
Mellow as hell.
Cool shit I do.
Snoop comes off as he's just here to have a good time.
And
He's just here to have a good time.
let's just party and have a good time.
Snoop smoke some weed.
Well, no, let me not say that, because back in his early days,
He got in trouble a couple
he did
times.
get in trouble a lot.
He got off.
He did get off. But now it's like you can respect a person that evolved and become grown. And I guess it's a part of life.
He grew up.
He did. And that's the type of people that you like to see. You like to see people's story.
Right.
From where they once were to who they are now.
Exactly. I like to see people grow. Growth is beautiful.
Again, that's why I love books. I like to see the story of where you come from and then to you, who you are, to you, who you evolve to.
Exactly. Shout out to Snoop.
Shout out to Uncle Snoop.
All the hip hopness going on